The car ahead of him was going to crash. Fingers tightening on the wheel, Dr. Eric Carlson sucked in a breath as the sedan 100 yards away fishtailed on the icy road, slid sideways off the steep shoulder, and fell out of sight. The sounds of crunching metal, shattering glass, and screams were masked by the sleet hitting the roof and the volume of the radio Cindy had just cranked up, giving the accident an illusory and distant feel, like an old silent movie. Yet the tragedy that had just unfolded in front of him was horribly real. He'd pressed on the brake and eased to the shoulder, as did two other drivers. "What are you doing?" Cindy shot him an annoyed look. "There are people down there who need medical assistance." He reached into the back seat for his bag. Not something most doctors carried these days, but he'd never apologized for being old school. About a lot of things. "If we stop, we'll be late for the reception. Let's just call 911. Those Good Samaritans can help." She waved a hand toward the two men who'd emerged from the other cars. Eric tightened his grip on the bag, gritted his teeth. What had happened to the woman he'd married a dozen years ago? Hadn't her heart once been kind and caring? Hadn't she been compassionate and empathetic back then? Hadn't the smile she'd given him in those early days been tender and warm? Or had he been so blinded by her beauty that he'd seen only what he'd wanted to see and imagined what had never been there at all? Who knew? But he'd taken a vow for better or worse, and he'd stick with it, even if it killed him. "I can't walk away from this, Cindy. I'm a doctor." "You're a pediatrician, Eric." She didn't say just, but her disparaging tone spoke volumes. He opened his door. "Call 911. Then he stepped into the storm, turned up his collar, and strode toward the embankment, sleet stinging his face much as Cindy's familiar jibe always stung his heart. When he reached the drop-off, a glance over the edge confirmed the worst. The car had fallen all the way down the steep hill, perhaps rolling as it plunged, though it had come to rest upright. He slipped and slid down the precipitous slope and joined the other two motorists who were already beside the vehicle. Both were peering through the windows. "How many inside?" He angled away from the sleet as a pellet pricked his cheek. "Two, a man and a woman." One of the men eyed his bag. "Are you a doctor?" "Yes." "Oh, lucky for them."